going to the moon?
Let me tell you who's going on the moon. Yusaku.
What's that gonna do?
No, you suck.
Yusaku Maezawa. He's this Japanese billionaire bloke, right? He's super rich.
Naturally.
Yeah.
He was like a punk rocker,
Yeah.
and now he's like an art collector, like
He's got a very inspirational story.
e-commerce,
Yeah.
whatever that means.
Yeah.
It's E for electronic.
He started off, I think it was, he'd visited America and then he came back and he was a drummer, but he decided to start a website online selling T-shirts that are Japanese to Americans.
Genius.
Yeah.
They love that crap.
Yeah. We love that crap.
So
I like anything with Japanese on it, so I
Yeah.
get it.
You should see his tramp stamp.
Means love or something.
That means honor.
And fun.
That means peace.
The Musk dog, Elon Musk, was having like a little conference in this hangar with all his big effing rockets, as he likes to call them.
Yeah.
Wait, was he smoking a joint?
Probably. Previously.
He's so weird.
So and he brought out Yusaku and he said, so Yusaku has bought tickets.
Yusaku.
Yusaku.
Yusaku. Yusaku.
I think he likes to be called MZ or something.
Oh yeah,
He said
MZ.
that?
So he brought him out, and he has bought all of the tickets on Musk's first trip, tourist trip. Really, it is it's not intergalactic.
No.
As in,
Not even close.
he's bought the tickets.
It's not even
himself.
interplanetary.
He bought all the tickets for the ship.
Yeah.
And the value
really?
is
We don't know how much he paid.
okay.
But
Lunar. It's a lunar trip.
it costs more than his Basquiat. I don't know how to say that.
What's that?
Basquiat painting.
The artist.
He
I
bought
don't know how to
this
say
painting
anything.
for 110 million.
And this is
And he
I'll,
said,
I'll show you the painting, and you can tell me whether or not it's worth 110
and he
million.
said it cost me much more than that. So,
I mean,
but
that's
that's
because he had to tour it as well.
Well, he doesn't have to tour it.
Oh.
He chooses to tour it because
he's
he
a
likes
patron of
sharing
the
art.
arts.
So he's bought a bunch of other stuff. I think his long-term goal was to open an art gallery in his hometown.
What a bloody legend!
He's
anyway,
a cool guy.
So he bought all the tickets
This
for
guy.
this trip. There's like room for 8 people, I think. So it's gonna be him, but he's not just going by himself like a legend. He's gonna pick and choose some inspirational figures from around the world. He's gonna take some artists to promote art in the world,
Like this.
like Basquiat.
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 It's a spray-painted
Basquiat.
skull.
110
essentially.
million.
Yeah. It's Jean-Michel Basquiat.
So his quote is, imagine the sort of artwork we could have got if Andy Warhol or John Lennon or Michael Jackson or Coco Chanel had got out into the stratosphere, the moon sphere,
Space.
for inspiration.
space,
For inspo.
and got a close-up look at the moon, got a
Oh.
global view of the Earth.
I feel like you've gotten further away from
Miss
your microphone
Guzzi.
since you started.
You know what's...
It's my hand. Imagine if they got this. Imagine the amazing art we could have seen.
Yeah, that's his idea.
So that's
right?
the idea.
I feel like though with Michael Jackson, we already got the
We
we
did
already
get
got the
Moonwalker.
art. We
Yeah.
already got the movie.
Yeah.
That was the one part of this story that I thought was kind of... I love the idea of this story. I love the story. But I don't feel like... I feel like I'm being such a downer saying this. But it seems a little bit silly. Because what are you going to see that's different when you're a
It'll
few
inspire
kilometers
you.
away
I think
from
it's
the
more
moon
like
as opposed
artistic
to...
inspo.
No, but it's the
Like-
whole like
And you
trip
get-
over there.
And you get to see Earth.
But
from
like
space.
it's so it's like painters. It's obvious like what they'll see something completely different. Every person who's gone to the moon says it completely just changes your
Yeah.
entire perspective
and
and
that
completely
even the-
messes with your idea of yourself
The
and
Red
the
Bull
world.
skydiving guy.
Because it's hard to know when you haven't actually left the planet, right?
Yeah, you can only go off what people who have
Yeah.
say, and it's clearly affected them.
I can imagine it'd be really inspirational.
Yeah.
I would love to go.
He wanted to take like I think I saw a list and it was like painter, musician, film director,
Architect.
novelists.
Yeah.
And glaring...
Dancer was in that.
The dancer.
glaring
I would
snub.
cut that one out. Sorry
Come on.
to all dancers.
Glaring snub from the list was David Bowie, who has one of the most famous moon songs there ever is. He wasn't really on that list, was he?
Well, I'm sure.
I
his
think
list was
so. I
more
think
extensive.
It was just he was rattling him off the top of his head.
Come
you know.
on. Moon Man.
I think this is.
Oh no, that's Elton John. So sorry, I went somewhere else.
Another emission.
Moon Man. I think this is the best.
It's a little bit arty-farty for me. But
Who do you think should go there? Just rich people?
just go yourself, mate. Jump on,
I
take
like
your trip
this.
and come back.
I think it is
It's
perfect.
Because
too
it's the
creative
best
for
way.
me.
It's the best way to share it though with people.
I cannot
right?
think of a better group of people to go and
Yeah.
have this experience.
I agree. That's
Just
their whole
put
thing.
it in a raffle.
Scientists.
Put it.
They've done it. We got all.
No,
the
we don't need to go there. We've got robots that get way better data.
Put it in a raffle. Charlie and Chocolate Factory style in the chocolate.
So
There you
some little wanker is going to go and come back and be like,
Yeah.
it's all right.
You want to see
I feel like that's
Augustus,
what the
whatever his
artists are
name
gonna
was.
do.
Exactly.
They'll come back with these stories, but really when they're there, just going to be like,
Wait, no. So think about this. This is actually crazy. Imagine the pressure on you if you're a freaking dancer and you
Oh,
go to the
true.
moon
Gotta do
on
a
this
moon
rocket
dance.
and you have to come back. And what are you gonna do?
A
You
moonwalk.
gotta dance.
oh!
That'd be the
Got
most
him.
high pressure dance ever.
I came back and I
Like,
was
freak,
inside
this
you.
better be
Well,
a
I
good
think it
bloody dance.
is it lower pressure in space or higher?
In the rocket itself, you'd want it to be high so you can
Uh.
survive.
Hmm,
If you're outside the rocket, you will die.
nice.
So do we
You're
know
probably
any?
gonna be inside.
That's honestly, I wouldn't go just because it seems like there's a pretty high risk. If you said take a bunch of stoner artists with me to the moon, I'd go. I'd rather have some smart people go with me to
Yeah.
the moon.
I'm sure there'll be a crew.
I hope.
Surely.
I don't think
How
this
many
guy
seats
is
are
going to be
there?
piloting it.
I'm thinking of
Yeah,
it more
yeah.
as in like the movie where Bruce Willis drills into the asteroid.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's how I'm thinking about it.
Armageddon?
Yeah,
No, man.
and
Like
it's
an
not going to go
innuendo.
well.
How many seats are there? Yes, we don't know how many
I
seats.
think there's 8, but
They-
then there'll be a
there's
crew.
actually, it's very vague because they haven't designed the rocket yet.
Oh my gosh! So,
So-
what is this
2023
about?
You don't know
there.
exactly how much you
Oh
can
my
fit in
word.
there.
It's the most anticlimactic thing ever.
Because during this conference, the people are asking him questions about the configuration. This is his rocket that's supposed to be able to take people to the moon, but that's easy. It's meant to be able to take people to Mars. That's what it's designed for. So this is a relatively easy trip for the size of this rocket. He's using the Mars one to go to the moon, which means
Oh.
it's going to have a lot of it should have a lot of spare space that it might not necessarily have if it was going to Mars.
Oh.
Hmm.
So,
What, are they gonna
but they
use
have
the
to think
space?
about. He hadn't really thought about. Okay, how big do the rooms need to be? Like, how are we going to configure them? Do we need to have a common area? What are you going to put in? All those things. He said during the conference he wanted to have somewhere that was fun, because you're in zero G, so you'd have
Oh, yeah,
you could
playroom.
have zero
Yeah.
G
Party.
games,
Because
zero G basketball
going to the moon
That's
is
what
not fun enough.
Usain Bolt was up there a little while ago.
in space.
Yeah. Or in 0G.
Oh,
Mm.
right.
He was playing
And then
around.
he
I just saw
ran,
on
and
his
he
Insta.
he won
Mm.
the race of
Did he win the race?
in zero
I thought
G
the
ran.
other guy won.
No, I'm pretty sure you won.
Ev
Yeah.
also thinks that there should be a lottery, which I think is dumb. How they're going to make money if they just do a lottery?
Thanks, Evelyn.
Why would you want some random person to go to
Because
the
it's
moon?
about
I don't
equality.
understand
Yeah, I
this.
don't want Ali going on the moon for
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the moon.
Exactly.
I don't want to
see?
go to the
give me
moon. There's,
money.
there's no.
So he's gonna call people up. They can say no, obviously.
Yeah.
It's-
They're
it's
not
a-
gonna be forced to go to the moon.
it's
When Ali
like
gets
not-
to call up, he's gonna be like, "Nah, Little Pair Productions.
Yeah.
Call me
It's
up.
too busy."
Call me
I would,
up.
I would do it for that.
Yusaku.
I would be interested to know how cameras work in space, actually. I'm pretty sure it'd just be the same.
I
but
think it's
who
the same.
knows? You don't know
I
that.
think everything's pretty
Bullshit.
deep down in there.
I guess they all have taken cameras
Yeah.
to space already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess that's what all
how
the
did we
rovers
get
do,
the
right?
shots? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do they film Gravity?
What's
Yeah.
their resolution?
Gravity.
Pretty good.
Musical interlude.
The lighting setup would be so different. It'd be so interesting. Anyway,
You would get really interesting light from the sun and stuff.
All right, look, if someone said to me, "Hey, we got a trip, you can go to the moon," I'd say, "No, thanks."
What is
I'm-
wrong with
I've
you?
never.
I'm-
I wasn't a kid that was like, "Ooh, wanna go to the moon."
is there life on Mars?
I'm just like,
You're
It's
already really
risky.
tall though, so I
Oh,
feel like that's
here we
why
go.
Pretty close
not
already.
that tall jokes, but it's just like
you just have to You've always been right next to it anyway.
Oh,
I don't
jeez.
know. Oh, it's too far.
God,
Can you say no? He
it's too
didn't.
tall.
What?
Sorry.
No. I'm
No.
sorry.
That's forced upon.
Dear Moon.
So they're not
Yeah.
actually going to the moon. They're just going around.
Yeah.
Slingshotting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
They're
even
definitely
more
not
boring.
landing. But this is. I'm surprised this 2023 is their time frame. That's 5 years to design a new rocket.
Well, he said that he was going to have people on the moon by end of 2018. So
But I think even during the press conference, he was pretty like there's a chance this won't happen. He's like optimistic, but even he's saying, and you know how like he always overpromises.
True.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
he
just
always
glad he's talking about
overpromises
space
on
again.
time frame. He actually usually gets to where he promises, except for that submarine thing. That was weird. He got sued for that this week.
Yeah.
Elon.
I'm just glad he's talking about space again and not accusing people of pedophilia who don't deserve it.
I mean, that was only last week, and he got sued for it this week. So I did read. It was very interesting reading different, seeing how different the news coverage was of him, because I guess he's pretty polarizing.
Yeah.
I think the news.com person really hates Elon Musk,
Mm.
because like the BBC was just like, oh, here's a bunch of like facts and what's going to happen. News.com was like, he was sweating and jittery, and he just like,
It's because of the weed.
News.com's always like that.
yeah, it was just terrible. I was like, oh, this is such bad journalism, because I watched the whole.
Why is
thing,
the film
and it was
director
fine.
overweight? What is this crap?
That fashion designer is not fashion forward.
And who holds a camera like that?
And who holds a guitar like that?
Nah, that's pretty
It's
cool.
space, so there's no weight to it.
Yeah.
Just above her.
I'll go. Sign me up, Yusaku.
I'd so go, but I feel like there's too much pressure at the end when you get back, and
Nah,
you're
that's all
like,
good.
you need to produce some amazing art or something. I hate this picture because it keeps showing windows, and I feel like there's not going to be any windows on it.
Well, how are you going to see it?
Yeah.
They're all using Macs.
Oh, there will be windows. It just won't be like
It's
a
not gonna be
giant
like-
window.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's very hard to make something see-through structurally strong,
Right.
Oh.
and it has to be able to re-enter and stuff.
Oh, you smart.
Ev said she'd go, and Sarah said I would so take it. I love space.
Good to hear.
That's
Good
what
on
a
you, Sarah.
teacher. Thank you, teacher Sarah.
See, she's got wonder. That's how she's a teacher still.
Yeah,
No.
Is that
No,
a compliment?
wow.
it's good stuff.
It's because I called you tall, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll just hit you back with anything.
Okay, so